Health Retreat, a women's intensive well-being retreat. On May 16th through the 19th in Peoria, Arizona, this retreat is dedicated to healing and empowering women. You'll dive deep into the intrapersonal healing, self-reflection, and self-care practices to transform your mind, body, and soul. For more information, call 844-378-2692 or visit www.drtanyagilbert.com.
With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me. Connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings. All facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.
Supreme Rising. You already know the vibes, and I am Naga, Naga the Wise. This is Naga's Thoughts. Our topic today, we're going to build. We're going to talk about spiritual love and the basis of Naga the Wise. Well, you know, I had an interesting evening last night because I'll be on other podcasts sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Khalifa K, a.k.a. Nikki C, Divine Perfection. And, I had the opportunity to speak on specific values last night. And I think it's complicated for certain people to understand that, you really supposed to be pulling away from your own personal conception of what you think about divinity and how that goes. And even you can say whatever you want to say as far as what you think you do or what you think you know, but if you're not reiterating the simplistic fact that all praise due to the Most High, then you're not doing nothing but trying to fit in your understanding to divine's law. And that's never going to be a particular aspect of divinity or understanding. Individuals have the right to deal with will, and will gives you the option to choose divine or yourself. It's always been that fight. It's always going to be that particular understanding, unbeknownst to the manipulation used by demonic forces to get individuals to speak for divine. Divine is not of this world. You know what I mean? And when you become a child of divine, or when you choose to follow the laws, you are literally placing on a particular armor and glasses and a shield and a sword that represents only the word of the divine, not how you see that word fitting in your life, not how you believe that comprehension should serve you as a retrospect of conversation or allowance to the worldly actions of things. That's never going to be that's never going to be it, regardless of what anyone thinks towards any particular values. And I had a back and forth with an individual last night that just could not absorb that knowledge, could not understand what I was saying. And they wanted to say that I was judgmental and all these other things, and I'm not this and I'm not that. And I thought it was kind of funny because the simplistic thing was just to give the praise to the Most High first, and that wasn't something that was going to take place, obviously. So, and deeper than that, I kind of seen it happen before it actually took place, and I spoke on that um, to my co-host. I mean, to my host of the show, and I didn't mean to say co-host. I meant to say my host because she is my host on her show, and I spoke to her before we even got to the show, and I thought it was interesting to literally see Divine take over that action so fast, like and. Divine let me sleep like a baby last night. I was like, wow, that was kind of deep to me, you know what I'm saying? Because the simple aspect of understanding what Divine is saying, Divine is the simplest understanding is get out of your way and let me guide you. It's no more no like if you make it complicated, then you're making it complicated. If you're trying to fit your way into that understanding, you're just basically fighting a force that has been trying to be fought for eons, and that's not our job to get on a particular side to fit your way into the understanding of divine. That's like saying you're cooking food and I come in the kitchen and I'm like, well, just do this. Well, this is how I want it. And this is how I feel about it. You're gonna say, nah, I cook this food how I want to cook it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just always gonna be that way. Like it's crazy to me, but you know what I mean? I understand more deeper than, you know, the retrospect of trying to satisfy something. And in particular part of the show last night, I literally backed out of it. And I was just like, you know what? I ain't got nothing else to say because the word of divine is powerful. And divine said, speak my word, and that will be your shield. So, and stand on it. And not for nothing, no matter where I'm at in my life, I'm always going to hold on to the divine. I'm never gonna let that go for nobody. People, place, thing, situation, aspect. I don't really care at the end of the day. Like the laws of the Most High is the fact. And I've been through so much in my life, and I've chosen me at different points in my life. I've chosen that I wanted to do this instead of doing that. And divine would say, son, it's a lot easier if you just choose my word. And when I decided to sit down and really truly study the word and let divine walk with me, you know what I mean? Like hold my hand and show me where I was going wrong at. Divine really started tapping in and giving me a strong first thought, a strong understanding to different values. And it was like, you don't have to make these decisions. You don't have to satisfy no man on this earth. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Just stay with me and I'm going to guide you to your desires. And I'm like, well, you know, I never knew what that was as a kid because I didn't have that reiterated to me in a way, in a format that didn't serve someone else. So after me having a separation from life and different situations and just having time to sit by myself, just being by myself, I only had the divine to lean on. So automatically, most people, I think all people will get an opportunity to go through that within their revelation of their creation and existence. Um, and I think ultimately, I can see, you know, why things play out in this role is because of how long the negative forces had to build up this retrospect against divine. They've been working night and day tirelessly to pull everything divine created from its understanding. It wants you to think that what's given to you in the physical is enough for you to serve divine, when in fact it's not. It's never going to be enough. The world has nothing to offer the Most High in no aspect. The correlation of saying one thing from the world in the same aspect of speaking divine's name, it doesn't have a place in the world of the Most High. You will not take no thoughts, no physical understanding, no attributes, no characters of this world with you to the place of divinity. You will not even rise in the right of divinity with that understanding, no matter if you ever heard someone speak it, no matter if you picked up a book. I don't care what it is. You will never take that with you in it through the doorway of the Most High. You won't even be in the basement tapping on the floor of the Most High like I'm in the basement. Divine ain't hearing none of that, because divine is almighty and all powerful, and power Divine's power never will sit down and say, I acknowledge you over anything. This is what true power is. It's almighty. It's never going to tell you, okay, I agree with you. You have to agree with it. Period. That's just the ending of that. That is not a separation towards a particular value. That is not you getting any praise, saying right and wrong doesn't exist with us. You know what I'm saying? It's only right to divine and wrong to the world unless you choose divine. That's how that works. And a lot of people, I hear a lot of people in different religious aspects say, that they can make different denominations of that value to make it relevant, but that's what puts them in a demonic aspect, literally turning down your light to gain followers. And I don't need nothing from the world. You know what I'm saying? Divine will supply. Divine will make sure that you get what you want. I never wanted to be rich or the greatest of whatever. I just want to be what divine created me as. Even when I pray, I speak to divine in ways that say, see me how you made me. I don't need anything more than that. See me how you made me. And if divine's power is even a just to look in your direction at any point, that is the greatest gift you can ever have. You know what I'm saying? So just being in a mentality, particularly of service, is a gift. You know what I'm saying? But most people choose to say that they're in service without truly being within service. And you know what it looks like because you're literally putting down how you feel in your entire being to be in a retrospect of the laws. And once you get that down and you truly understand what that is, you feel liberated, because the burdens that we try to carry as individuals to seem as if we are more than what we are is a burden in itself. To want to be right, to want to be in these particular values. I may seem as if sometimes I think I know, but divine is speaking through me. And it's been plenty of times where I've been around other people and divine will shut my mouth, won't let me speak the knowledge. I feel dumb as a doornail, like, damn, well, I can't speak nothing right now. Divine is like, because it's not for them. They don't deserve it. They've already made choices, and I see what you don't see, son. So the unseen, seen world. So this is why you let divine guide you, because individuals will try to take this knowledge and use it for their own personal references. And I know deeper than that now that this is an aspect all over the world, regardless of the fact. Like, so, I like to humble myself. I love the feeling of submitting to the Most High. It's no feeling greater than that, when you can submit to the Most High and find a level of peace in retrospect to all these different values. But in this world, this is what you will have. You will have somebody trying to say indifferent to what the laws are, and that's you literally combating with the divine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could, that'll never happen. Like, that's, and I like to say, when I'm talking to people in personal rooms, I like to say, uh we have to put divine back on a pedestal in all aspects of reality, because it's not there enough. It's like people serve themselves through your whole entire life. Everything you do because it's comfortable and you don't get hurt, or you don't get a bruise, or your physical body doesn't go through anything. You like to try to think for yourself. And what's crazy is we are all babies. We're all babies in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So this is a reality. You will always be a child to the Most High. Just like your parents always think you're a child to them. That comes from the understanding of divine, always seeing his creations as children to him. So I can never step out of that aspect, because he's always going to be my creator. That energy is always going to be my creation. I mean, what created me, I'm sorry, is always going to be my creator. So I cannot ever come off of that retrospect as a value. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand where you stand and where you at, you just have to play that role. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't play the role, then automatically you chose the side you want to be on. Like, I'm not gonna deliberate these particular values as a conversation piece. I will never get in the face of divine and say, well, divine, I'm right too, because I've been carrying your word. No, I'm not right. I'm never going to be right. My flesh is imperfect. My flesh is weak, which makes me not the strength of Almighty. So I know that. Who doesn't know that? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know that, you better wake up to that understanding, because you have a lot of lessons that's going to come to you, and nobody can architect better than the architect of time, space, and creation. So with that being said, That's the build aspect of this understanding right here. If you missed it coming in, you have to watch the playback. The next topic is spiritual love. I got that topic, spiritual love, from my brother. He reached out to me and he asked me about the concept of it and if I ever spoke on it. And I have, but I want to reiterate some of the things that I spoke on in particular time to enhance that value of what divine says the spiritual love aspect is to be. And we all carry a soul, whether the light is dim or it's bright, depending on how you feed it. But spiritual love is based off the connection of how well two individuals serve the divine. And when you have someone that has a service to divine in full totality, and you are also in that energy, those two spiritual energies come together as a force. It's like putting two lights together and you get as brighter. You know what I mean? And nothing's more stronger than the law and the word of the Most High. So to feed what comes from the divine energy, it makes that pretense and that retrospect that's also given as a gift that much stronger between those two people. So we understand the love for the Most High, but the love for partnership has to be stabilized. The foundation has to be stabilized under the laws of the Most High. And when you have that spiritual understanding, and then you have love for someone that matches that energy with you, this is where that word comes from, evenly yoked, or that phrase, evenly yoked. So a yoke is what goes around a cow's neck, right? That's what they do. They put a yoke around a cow's neck. They put a yoke around another cow's neck, and then they put them on a harness to pull a carriage or whatever. That's where the word was actually created. But that was spoken into existence by man as a perception to the understanding. So when you think about you being connected by the laws of divine, that means you're not in control of your physical body to run it in this world. You have taken your will to be guided. You've taken your will to be guided by the Most High. And that's where that symbolization comes from when they speak it in some form of an understanding. So I know that there is nothing in this world that can satisfy me fully other than a partner that is subsequently guided by the Most High. Why would I want anything else besides that? You know what I'm saying? So this is the laws that we have to obtain to and attain to, other than trying to satisfy these notions within ourselves. And if you keep trying to satisfy them in yourself, you're going to fall short. You're going to have these shortcomings in your relationship. You're going to have these shortcomings in your friendship. You're going to have these shortcomings in your endeavors in this world. And you're going to always wonder, why isn't the love there? Why isn't this a value? It's a term that hustlers say when you in the street. They say ain't no love in the streets. Well, you got the crackhead that's trying to get high. It really don't care about you. It wants what it wants. That's a selfish notion. It wants to stand on that value. So a crackhead will tell you anything that they want to tell you just to get their hit or their fix. You know what I'm saying? It may seem like love. They'll go rob somebody. They'll go bust somebody in the head to get some money to get what they got to get. They're literally serving themselves, even if it seems like they brought something to you physical to make you feel like they're good enough to obtain whatever drug you have to offer. And this is why it's important to not be of the world in some aspects, because the addiction to the value of materialistic understanding and the worldly concepts, those are drugs. You literally get addicted to what the world has to offer. And then you find yourself in a position to say, well, this is what I want. Well, it's not about what you want. It's how well you serve the energy of the Most High. And if your partner can't do that, if your friends are not doing that, if the retrospect that you're dealing with in life can't do that, you will never find the true or the highest grace in that understanding. You're only going to be lost to that value, because you can't even respect the creations of divine in itself. You're too busy worrying about satisfying yourself. And that's an overview when it comes to dealing with the Most High. So it's not hard to say, I see someone making a self-serving understanding. It's up to me to push that notion or to fall into the arms of the divinity. And this is why I understand a particular notion when it's being spoken out of the retrospect of divine law. If you can't follow the laws and you follow yourself, you've already making a choice. And that's fine too. You just got to deal with that from the Most High and whatever lessons going to come with that. I'm not going to push that notion. I'm not going to be like, yeah, you know what, XYZ. It's cool at the end of the day. Like, I have no qualms towards no particular energy. I'm just not going to engage with you ever again because there's no space in this world for your understanding and divine's understanding to fit in the same retrospect. So I carry the laws of divinity, and I believe with having the true unconditional love, it will be true and unconditional if it's faceted by divine law and guidance. So, relationships can be the best value of what that is. Relationships can be super beautiful. They can be, and you've seen some people that, they're married for years, and they have a strong understanding. But I even have people in my family that have relationships, but they self-serve in so many ways that it kind of comes down from the higher frequency, and it starts to fall on the value of how you treat one individual and how somebody else is being treated, and they use that as an argumentative form when in fact you should use the laws to fix every relationship, the laws to fix every pretense, the laws to guide yourself through whatever circumstance that you're dealing with. How many relationships do you know hold on to the value of why they actually got together in the first place before they actually look at the retrospect of why they're arguing? They never do that. You never hear a relationship say, well, why are we arguing? We chose love. They're not saying that. They're saying you messed this up. You did this. You're not that. You're this. You're that. They're attacking one another with worldly ways of looking at things. And because that's the reality, those relationships falter so bad. They falter so bad with a different characteristic trait. And then you wonder why that hate is so imperative in that particular relationship. And it's like, damn, you feel that way about someone you loved? And you start to think, well, I guess you guys really didn't love each other. I guess you guys really didn't care. I guess that situation wasn't important enough. I guess, what I'm saying, your friendship wasn't as strong because you were choosing a worldly understanding to describe another creation of the Most High. And because it doesn't fit in your particular way of understanding, you have destroyed that connection that possibly divine had put together, hoping that you would choose with your will to hold it together in that structure. Divine didn't say you couldn't have the desires of your heart. Divine said, come through me for the desires of your heart. So therefore you can have a fulfillment with your desires. So then you have other people in this world that know this as a value, and they try to stop you from using divine as the walkway through just to judge your choices and your desires. Some desires are not for everybody. Some connections are not for everybody because divine placed them individually in each and every person. So if you get an opportunity to use divine to get to that place of desire within your heart, you're going to have the best experience. The food is going to taste that much better. The love is going to be that much stronger. It's going to be a beautiful thing, but it has to go through the Almighty Creator, no matter how you see that, no matter what you think. This is a fact. This is the overall understanding of what divine is telling everybody on the face of the earth. Come to me, and everything you want will be the greatest value you have ever experienced in your life. But this is the problem. We have people talking about masculine, alpha, this, that. Everybody has an understanding, but their understanding never says divine first. It never says the almighty creator of all things, good, bad, and indifferent, first. Divine created all things, everything. The sustainment of giving you life is created as well by the divine. The mechanics of your body is created by the divine. I don't give a damn if people don't want to say it. I don't care if you don't want to use it. It is a fact. You cannot exist. Your cells will not exist in your physical body without connection to neuromelanin that comes from the universe. And this is a term that we created to describe divinity. Everything that we created is a disrespect to divine because divine don't speak the words of man. I am not of this world. That's the true fact of the matter. So you can't slang it out. You can't make your own terms. You can't make your own prophecy. You can't make your own indoctrination to the value. You can't create your own retrospect to whatever value you think is what divine is saying. It's divine law, and that's it. That's right. You are wrong unless you're using divine law, period. If you don't like being wrong, you don't like feeling wrong, then you need to use divine law. That's the only way that subsequents that value to put you in a retrospect of righteousness. You're going to fall 1,000,001 times, but the righteous keeps getting up because they're striving for divine law. And this is because lack thereof of what you think you know. So you have to accept the fact in your physical that you're wrong naturally. And if you don't do that, you're only fighting yourself and you're going against the divine. You're not going against the one that chose to use the law. You're not going against the one that chose to uphold divine law. That's divine law that's being upheld. So if you have a problem with that, you have a problem with who? The Most High. That's how you find true love in everything. That's real spiritual love at the end of the day. You're not going to have a real value of spiritual love unless you relinquish how you feel personally about anything. This is what humbling yourself actually comes from, because it's a hard feeling inside of you. It's that feeling of wanting to be what you think more of than your creator. You have to put that down. And this is why the world shows you so many materialistic values to take you away from that one simplistic law. The most easiest thing to digest, it'll rip you from it just to get you in a good car, a good house. I was watching this brother on Instagram the other day, and he said they was teaching us this while we was children, just to put us in a mentality. And they showed you the cartoon of Tom and Jerry, and Tom was going to see the other girl, Cat, and he brought her a ring, and the ring was so tiny. She pulled out a ring and gave Tom. She gave Tom these big blonder glasses, because when she opened up the ring, it was going to brighten up everything. And she was basically telling him, you're not enough. And then Tom went and spent all his money to get this little rinky-dink car to go pick the girl up and take her somewhere. But then this other cat pulled up in this big long car and rolled over Tom's car, and she jumped in the car with the better version of what was looking like, instead of going with Tom, because his heart was for her. See, the cartoons, the world itself is designed to take you away from the value of what love really is. It's not the fact of what you have, it's the effort you put in to manifest that. And if I have to use divine and it doesn't come with the eyesight value of it, why are you unhappy? You must be not of divinity. But they trained you to think that way. They trained you to think, well, I need more, I need better. Look, at the end of the day, if you're breathing, if you're walking, you have an opportunity to serve the Most High. And I know that's not what everybody wants, because they want to make something out of this world. But you only got one life to live. I also heard this brother laying on the bed with this girl, and they was talking, and he said, let me ask you something. What if divine said, I'll give you life, but you'll never be wealthy? But in that same understanding, you will have everything you need. You will have love, you will have friends, you'll have fun, you'll laugh, you'll always have what you need. You just will never be wealthy. Would you want life? And the girl said, well, that is wealth. Well, in this understanding, most people don't believe that's what it is. You got to keep saying, this person, you met that person, you've been here, you got here. You always got to use something to make yourself seem as if you're greater than what you are. And that does not speak to divinity. It does not speak a breath to divinity. And this is what gets real deep with this understanding, because it's a fickle line. I even heard people say, you can have this, you can have all that. That ain't nothing but temptation to me, because a person who doesn't have that is going to be tempted to the value to change the retrospect of the laws of divinity just to try to obtain something. These are the magicians of the world. These are the people who want to make you walk away from divine, but you can't walk away from the fact you got your life. If you walk away from the fact you got your life, you are dead. Literally, if you walk away from the light that's in your body, you die. Every time a body drops 3.5 grams, I also heard somebody say 20 grams of light leaves your literal body. So how is this not a physical understanding? We make mistakes all day trying to justify our understanding to divine law. Whether you want it that way or you can't see it that way, or you don't understand, the laws are the laws, and that love that you're looking for with spirituality will be subsequented at its highest peak when you are connected to the Most High. I am Naga the Wise because I don't choose nothing other than divine. This is the third part of this segment. I am not going to wise because I choose nothing other than the divine, not even myself. I eat things that I don't like because that's all I have to afford to get. I'm in places where I don't want to be because that's the only place I can be. I take rhetoric and bullshit from people who have nothing to say nice to me because this is what divine wants me to walk through, and understand that with divine protection, I will always make it. Sometimes you are thrown in the depths of understanding just to strengthen your connection with the Most High. I know these things. People are afraid to live that life because they want to be comfortable. You've heard me say in my bills plenty of times, you're only speaking from your comfortability, not from the laws of the Most High. And most of the people that I know who really truly serve divine, they've been to the bottom already, and they've came through that with the law of the Most High. So this is an understanding that most people are going to have to walk to. This is why you see sometimes they even got movies of Fortune 500 people who with billions of dollars. Next day, they dirt poor, living under a box in an alleyway somewhere. None of their friends care about them. No more champagne. The woman that they had that was in the beautiful dress, she don't give a damn about you. Your friends who played golf with you and y'all went on trips on the plane, they not there no more. I've been in high places. I've wore diamonds that are the most beautiful diamonds in the world. I have this as a real reality in my life. I've been in circumferences of famous people and stuff like that, and I always felt alone. No matter me making the choice to be a part of these things, I felt alone. I felt like I shouldn't have been there. But you know, divine said, I will allow you to see these things because there's no true love in them. Even family members wanting to take from you and end your life just so they can have more for themselves. That is not divine. That is a selfish mentality. It is selfish, and that means you're self-serving yourself. Whether or not we understand these indoctrinations or these situations, you will be tested, and divine will show you clearly, despite what you think you know about these understandings, divine gonna show you. And you're going to have to walk that walk, or you will possibly lose your life. This is the understanding that we're going through in this world, whether or not people want to get it. So honor the job you have if you have one, and be quiet while you do it. Keep other inspirations out of your mind and get to that desired point the divine placed in your heart by focusing on the fact of strengthening yourself with the divine law and being grateful for what divine is giving you. Despite whatever I have or whatever I don't have, or the places I'm at and the places I don't want to be, I still am appreciative. I have a friend that looks out for me, you know what I'm saying, from time to time. I appreciate that person. Oh my God, I appreciate them. Anybody that comes into my life, I love them. I appreciate them, despite how they see it. I try to find unconditional love in every single aspect, no matter what circumstance I'm dealing with, because it's a gift given to me by divine, and my protection is ensured because I believe in the laws of the Most High. This is not a Bible thumping church understanding. This is a personal relationship with the Almighty Creator of all things, good, bad, and indifferent. You will fight yourself and you will find somebody to blame other than you. No, I take full responsibility for my life. I take full responsibility, understanding that sometimes I might have chose the way I seen things, the way I felt it, how bad it hurt me, the tears and the pains I went through. I might have chose that understanding to solve my issue, opposed to me asking the Most High to get me through this. That's always that real retrospect in life that we fall short on. You think you're going to outsmart the divine. You think you're going to fix it better than the Most High. That's when you sit down and you exhale and you say, Father, please, only your will shall be done. And when that happens, you get the greatest out of each situation. You get the greatest love. You get the greatest friendships. You get the greatest opportunities. That's the law of the Most High. Come through me to receive the desires of your heart. It's not complicated. Divine is not confusion. Divine is not complicated at all. It's just you putting one thing down and picking the other thing up. Everybody wants to say they're this, they're that. That's fine. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can choose whatever name you want. Just make sure it's in service of the Most High. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just trying to show you something. You already know the vibes. Naga the wise. Of Being Yourself Retreat, a women's intensive well-being retreat on May 16th through the 19th in Peoria, Arizona. This retreat is dedicated to healing and empowering women. You'll dive deep into the intrapersonal healing, self-reflection, and self-care practices to transform your mind, body, and soul. For more information, call 844-378-2692 or visit www.drtanyagilbert.com.
Sunshine Monet, ayy. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netter instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral being. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Netters are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery.